got some updates for you, Sly. My man Carl, Jiggy. Jiggy, by the way, I got everything running, so once this is over, I'll jump on my computer. My man Danny, salute, sir. Hope you and the family are safe. As usual, giving everybody a couple minutes. Jump on, got some good lessons to talk about today. By the way, press the airplane. Share with your people. Let them know we here live right now. Kingpin. Yeah, I know I'm competing with like 80 lives tonight. It's been insane, but hey, I appreciate you guys joining. Everybody and their mother's doing a live, I think, every night now, or every day. NYC definitely needs some prayers. This thing is hitting close to home now, so. I think it might be about right. I look at my thing, and all the stories are lies. It's insane. Listen, I ain't mad at them. I mean, if I had the time to do that, I might as well, but we ain't there yet. Can everybody hear me good? Just want to make sure my mic is working right. I'll leave that to Envy and Mono and Marker and all these other guys. Well, I'm doing this. I'm kind of DJing, not musically, but informational and educationally. I'm DJing right now. Well, here's the funny part, Jig. When you close, because of part of your closing costs, you're kind of paying some stuff up front. So you got 30 days to make the next payment. And then maybe at that point, maybe you can ask, you can ask the question. It doesn't hurt. You can ask your loan officer and say, hey, just out of curiosity, when I close, do I fall into that category of forbearance where I can get? But here's the problem with the forbearance. I don't know if you guys know yet. Most of the banks right now, or the servicers of these loans, are allowing you to not pay for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. But whatever time frame you take, I think up to 6 months, but whatever time frame you take, that next day, you have to pay all of it back. Not, or you have to modify your loan and deal with penalties and extra fees and things of that nature. No, it is up to 180 days. But the problem is, if most of them right now, again, I don't know if anything has changed. As far as New York is concerned, every servicer I've spoken to, or people I know who speak to servicers, they want the money, whatever you don't pay, they want that money back in full on the day the forbearance ends. So if you have easy numbers, you got $1,000 mortgage, and 6 months from now, they want $6,000. So I don't know how many people are that disciplined that they won't spend they're going to stack up their mortgage money. Because the whole point of the forbearance is to have more cash available. But if you got to pay back the whole amount at the end of the forbearance, how's that helping me? And if you're trying to refinance or do any of those type of things, you cannot do it while on a forbearance because it resets the clock. Because most refinances want to see 12 months of consecutive payments. So, yeah, it is what it is. I appreciate you asking the question, though. I think we can get started. Relatively. Like I asked everybody, make sure you guys are pressing that little airplane. And sending it to your peoples, letting them know we're live right now. Listen, like I said, I'm competing against 100 lives, so we want to make sure we get maximum value for everybody. So one of the things you saw, hold on, let me just read this. Yes. The problem is these servicers, even if you're forbearing and not paying, they still got to pay back the investors that have them running the loans. So they may go out of business before they even have an opportunity. So it's a little more interesting than you think it is. Yeah. The services are pushing back hard because it's like, yo, we got to pay you. So unless you don't want to get your payments, then we have to get our payments. And that's the biggest issue as an FYI. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you can't get it done and it might be able to push hard enough to have it happen. It's insane. So one of the things, like I said, like you saw me put in my post tonight, is for those who have a 401k or similar, if you're in healthcare, I think it's called 403B. You have the opportunity, if necessary, to withdraw money from your that retirement account without penalty for up to, if you pay it back in a year, 0 penalty. And if you don't pay it back, then you can pay the taxes on it over 3 years. You can spread it out. So here's the key thing. We can't be stupid with that, though, right? It should be only if there's an opportunity for a deal that needs to be done pronto and you need that cash flow to do it. And you find a deal. And I wouldn't do it right now. So you see I'm wearing this house as flip this house. I wouldn't be doing flips right now because we don't know where some of the hard money lenders are being very difficult and they're changing up criteria a lot. Then you have the uncertainty of who can buy housing, and as you can see, conventional mortgages are switching up guidelines. Like it used to be up, 580, maybe 620, now 640 for FHA. So you gotta kind of take a breath and kind of be prepared, keep your eye on the ball, see what's going on, see what's moving, so you can ready to strike. But like a flip like to pick up a flip right now, unless it's such an insane deal, and you can land bank it, which means just hold it. It doesn't make sense to do much at this point, right? On holds, on the other hand, and depending on the market that you're in, particularly if you can get solid Section 8 tenants, they're always going to have people with vouchers and the ability to rent. So again, if you can find a deal that makes sense, and a lot of people say, well, I don't have money. Well, the government just gave you a get out of jail free card of money, meaning you can take money without the penalty and do a buy and hold it for a little while, refi and cash it out, take the money and go pay back your 401k or 403b or any of those type of things. And now you got a property. How many people knew about this? If you knew, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't know, give me a, I don't know, give me something else. Anything other than a thumbs up means you didn't know about this. I didn't think that far. All right. Now, the rules, just so you guys know. Yes, that's a good idea. So I'll give you some screening tips now. When people, besides obviously credit and things of that nature, I would use their reserves as an idea, right? So even Section 8, ask them how much money they have saved in the bank. See if they have 1, 2, 3 months rent saved up. Now, if Free Loyal, I'm with you. Let's talk. DM me. Or email me off my bio, or on my profile, and just put Capital Partner Program. So that's what ways you. That's what one of my guys used to do, especially when he was doing people coming out of either shelters or stuff like that who were working, but they had to live in a shelter. He would see which ones of them had some savings. That means these people were, they're serious and somewhat disciplined and trying to get their life back in order. If somebody got nothing, no bank account, no nothing, concern yourself, because one, they could pay you rent by, money orders or things of that nature. But guess what? That means they got to go out, go get the money order, right? Whether from Western Union or the post office, either give it to you or mail it to you. Not my cup of tea. I want them to be able to either deposit it into an account that I have, right? Maybe open up an account, bank by the property. That's one way. There are some electronic ways from Western Union, a couple of others that allow you to collect that and make sure they pay the fee to use those services. There's Cash App, there's Venmo, there's Zelle, they can ACH if they have a bank account. All these great things, or at least if they have even a prepaid debit card, at least they have the money in some kind of place where they can send you the funds or move the funds to you. And listen, if they got to pay you cash, they got to pay you cash. Ain't nothing wrong with cash. No, you're allowed to ask for bank account information. You ask them, as part of your screening process, you run their credit. You can ask for proof of income, meaning a job letter, W-2s, pay stubs, if they're whatever. They're 1099, you're allowed to ask for the last 2 years of tax returns, or P&L statement of the last 6 months to a year. And you can ask for the last 2 months of bank statements. That is 100% legal in New York and New Jersey. Correct. You're allowed to ask for 2 bank statements. The last 2 bank statements. So, coming back to the 401k thing, so you can take out up to $100,000 with no penalty. So for those who've been in the workforce for God knows how long, God willing, you got that much saved up in your 401k, you have an opportunity to use that for investment purposes. Whatever you want to use it for, I'm saying, whether it be as emergency money or investment money. Me personally, if they're letting me take the money out for a little while for free, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to use that to make more money, put it back, and happy as can be, as they say. All right? One of the other things I want to remind you about, which I think a lot of people forget why we're doing this and why we're buying real estate and why I buy, everybody does something different. Why I like cash flowing properties is that we want our lifestyles to be paid for. Marketing guru, good day, sir. How's the project down in Detroit? Oh, I'm saying down, up in Detroit. Hopefully nothing too badly has stalled for you. So we have to understand how this all works, right? So as a nice refresher course, and I know a lot of you understand this already, but I'm going to reiterate this for maybe somebody who's new on the call or me on the live. Good evening, sir. And or not, we have to understand the power of this thing. So I want y'all to imagine, right? You work a 9 to 5 and you work Lead Rocks. You say, I'm going to go get a side hustle or a part-time job. Home Depot, UPS, grocery store, whatever it is, right? And you decide that that's what you want to do. You're going to get paid anywhere from $12 to $15 an hour. Let's say you work an extra 20 hours a week. So you're working 40 in your 9 to 5, and you're adding another 20 in this part-time job. So that's 60 hours. But let's say in the 60 hours, you're making $15 an hour, right? Let's do some, just so, you know, that's $300. $300 extra a week. Times 4 is $1,200 extra a month. I can imagine, brother. I can imagine. So that's $1,200 a month. But now you're giving up 20 hours a week, 80 hours a month for this, right? But let's just say, hey, listen, I'm getting fancy now. Check this out. Got the whiteboard. All right, let's put that there. Boom. So let's write this out. So we need to make $1,200 extra a month. All right, $1,200 a month. We can get one property. You gotta love my drawing, right? That nets that same $1,200. And that's that same $1,200 a month. So this is part-time job. Right? Time sucker. So I can either make $1,200 a month losing time, or I can find the money and find the deal and find one property that nets me $1,200 a month instead of me giving up 80 hours of my week. Now, here's the other thing. If you had that, let's say, 80 hours a week before all this craziness started, depending on where you were working, you may not have the option of that part-time job anymore. Okay? And some people say, well, right now people could not be paying rent. Well, remember what I said. If you start off with Section 8 and you get smart Section 8, what I mean by working Section 8, people who have a job but just need a little more help, they tend, can't guarantee it, tend to be better tenants in the Section 8 programs. Excuse me. You would still be having this $1,200 a month coming in to supplement you while all this craziness is occurring, and God willing, you still have your main 9 to 5 job. So, or what if you was one of those restaurant workers that can't work right now? The DJs, you know, you saw Envy trying to put something together for DJs because I used to see people putting stuff for bartenders and things of that nature. They can't work right now, but you can have this property working for you 24/7 if you set it up the right way, right? Again, I'm not telling you it's going to be perfect because there are tenants out there right now, if you have free market, that can't pay rent because they lost their job and whatever the case is. But they're also going to get assistance, you know, and things of that nature. They might be able. I seen Lord of the Slums. I think he was taking half a month's rent just to maintain some type of cash flow. But if you didn't have that property, there's no option for cash flow. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. And Jiggy, while I'm waiting, if FHA are automatically backed by Fannie and Freddie, you're backed by the Federal Housing Administration. Fannie and Freddie are more, they cover the conventional side of things. So let me know if that made sense. If it didn't, let me know. Ask the question. I don't see any thumbs up coming through, so I want to make sure everybody's understanding what we're trying to get at here, or what I'm trying to get at. Would you prefer to make money giving up your time or creating an asset that buys back your time? There we go. Perfect. Look, something I'm learning the hard way, or I've learned, not learning the hard way, but I've learned the hard way. Time is the one thing we don't get back. We can't make more of. I mean, you heard that, it's cliche, but it's a reality. And, this time staying home, with the kids and the fam makes you understand and realize why you work, or at least why I work and what I want to do. I always said that when I became in my working life, I want to be an entrepreneur, or at least something in an essence where I can control my schedule, because I never wanted to be hindered by my job to do things with my children, whether it's come home early and play catch and train for their sport, or do a science project, or be at their recitals, or whatever it was. I never wanted to be hindered by that. And what I've done different things. I'm a real estate broker, so I was able to control a lot of that. But what I didn't do initially and didn't understand it was creating more cash flows, so that way I didn't have to work, and I didn't have to say, hey, I got to do this, even though I can control when I did it. I can do it when they went to sleep. I can do it before they woke up, whatever the case is. But I still had to get it done because it was on me. Now, when I'm adding this kind of stuff to the game, it don't have to be all on me. It has to be on me initially to set it up, and then let it keep coming and keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. So, I love short sales. If you can find a short sale that makes sense, I definitely love short sales. So let me put it this way, right? So if anybody, I'm sure everybody here, if you guys have any kind of ambition, you've been convinced to go to a multi-level marketing meeting. Some people call them pyramid schemes. I don't believe that. I think there's some validity if it's the right company. But you've been to a multi-level marketing thing, and they've shown you the premise of it is, don't do all the work yourself. Do the work, but duplicate yourself so that other people are doing it, and they're duplicating themselves, and so forth and so on, and all that money trickles up to you. So that's how I see this, right? So if these houses, these properties are duplicates of me. That's the only way I can clone myself, if that makes sense. All right? That's the only way I can put myself to go work in different places all at the same time. All right? So that's what I'm trying to do, is saying, all right, you, Harold, are over here in Chicago. You, Harold, are here in New York. You, Harold, are here in Connecticut, wherever, or in Bed-Stuy, like whatever neighborhood it is. This is where you are, and you're working 24/7. You're sending checks back to the main Harold 24/7. That's what I'm working on doing. And I want to do that multiple times and create other opportunities within that. Does this all make sense? Hands up, thumbs up, let me know. Right? So actually, let's draw this out a little bit. I got the whiteboard. I got to use it today. All right. So let's back up a little bit. I'll do it this way. So, boom, bam. All right. So if I buy one house, right? This one house can potentially bankroll. Yeah, there we go. Bankroll 2 more houses, right? This house can maybe bankroll 2 more houses. Don't mind my drawing. I'm not an artist. That wasn't my thing, right? And so forth and so on. So eventually, I got that many properties. Now remember, I'm not a single family guy. So this is probably a 3, a 4, or let's say that was a 4. That's a 4. That's a 4. Maybe this is a 3, a 4, a 4. And eventually I want 100 units under one roof, right? That's what I'm building towards. So imagine having all these soldiers, all these workers go out to work for you. And now you get to a place where, and mind you, let's talk about this. You don't, and guess what? I want to get 100 plus units. It doesn't have to be you. You might just want to do this right here. And that covers your lifestyle. You can live well. It covers your mortgage. It covers your travel. It covers your kids' tuition. Whatever it is, that could do it for you there, and you're good. Right? Some people want to be here. I want to be here, and then eventually even more. But that's the way I'm built. Right? It's not for everybody. Not everybody wants those headaches to deal with stuff on that massive of a scale. I do. I don't mind. It's a game to me. So that's the fun part about this. So that is the reality of why we're doing these things. That's why I'm trying to give you different ways to see how you can put money in your hands to go do deals. Mind you, this law, the CARES Act, is in effect for all of 2020. So whenever this turns around and you find a deal that makes sense, and you say you don't have the money, but you have a regular 9 to 5, that you had a 401k that you've been paying in for 3, 4, 5, 10 years, you can pull money from that without concern, go make the deal happen, and you got a year to put that money back. And even if you don't put it back, you're going to pay taxes and penalties, but you have 3 years to pay the taxes. It's spread over 3 years. Like, come on. Like, you always have to reframe what the game is giving you, right? You always got to take the tools the game gives you. So the tool took away the 10%, maybe even the 20% hard money. Now they want 25, 30%. Okay. Maybe I had the 10 or 15. But guess what? Now I didn't even realize I could take money instead of me just buying. So the only time you was able to take money out of your 401k, and I think it was up to 10 grand, was for your purchase of your first home. So if you're a house hacker, that would have worked. But now they're letting you take out as much as your program that your 401k provider will allow you to take out, up to $100,000. And now you can take that money and either get the extra money you need for that 25, 30%, or you never know. You might be able to buy this cash. You know what I mean? Depending on what market you're in. You know, I know people, who want to go invest in Ohio. There's properties for 25, 35, 50 grand. They're single family, but you could net, $500, $700 a month off 20 something grand. Let's take 50 grand. If I spend 50 grand, I'm going to show you how this works too again. I'm telling you, I love having this. I'm going to have to bring this whiteboard more often. All right. Hold on. Let's look at this. But again, I don't want no excuses why you can't invest. All right. Let's put the whiteboard again. Let's bring it here. All right. I buy a house for $50,000 cash because I took the money out of my 401k, right? $50K cash. My handwriting sucks. All right. So $50K cash. I'm collecting, let's call it $800 a month rent, right? But between taxes, a few other expenses, my net cash flow, let's call it, I'm going to be very conservative, $500 a month. All right? So $500 a month net to me. Everybody sees this? So 500 times 12 months, right, is $6,000 a year in net cash flow to me. But I want you to understand how this is working if you're thinking from an investment standpoint. Think like an investor. So if I take that $6,000, hopefully, hold on a second. I'll bring this up a little bit. I take that $6,000 and divide it into the 50,000 that I bought it for, right? So I bought it for $50K and I'm getting $6,000 a year divided into 50. So I'm gonna do the math real quick to make sure I'm getting it accurate. Hold on. Yes, 50K. No, not 1,200, right? I said 800. 800. So let's say 6,000 divided into 50K. That is a 12% return. All right. So you just slime, you're bugging out, right? So I'm making, again, that's a single family. I'm not a single family guy, but if that's what you like, feel free. But I'm just giving this as an example. So you're making 12% on 50K. Okay? So remember I taught you guys the rule of 72. The rule of 72 is you divide the percentage that you're getting into 72, right? And in this case, divided by 12, I just want to make sure I'm doing it. Yeah, so I was right, 12. You would think I would know this math in my head. So within 6 years, I would basically have paid off. I would pay off my investment in roughly 6 years. But I'm taking the cash flow, right? So, but my money's doubling essentially every 6 years. So I'll have a free and clear, if I were to put the money straight into just paying off, or not paying myself back, essentially, right? I would have this money in 6 years. Yeah, 12%. Hey, Gemini. All right, so I want to make sure there's no other questions. So again, is this making sense? I hope you guys are pressing this airplane and bringing people into this live. I'm teaching y'all gold right here. I'm giving you, I will color in the background. Shocker. So it's crazy. Now, what I'm trying to do, what you just saw there, I'm trying to duplicate in a multifamily. So for me, let's say I have a 3-unit as an example, and with the right numbers and being conservative, if I can get net $500 per unit, that's $1,500 a month, right? In some cases, I might get more. In some cases, I might get less, but I'm trying to average $500 a unit. And you get to that place, $1,500 a month, even living in New York, makes a big difference in someone's life every year. That's $18,000 a year. So that's the $18,000 raise you just gave yourself. If again, net, after you paid everything and you're getting that net, that's an $18,000 raise you just gave yourself. Let me know, other than you leaving your job and maybe, upskilling, tell me what job is going to give you an $18,000 raise. They might give you a bonus. They might do this, but like a raise where you're getting $18,000 extra a year every year. And then you could go do it again. And that could be $36,000 raise and so forth and so on. Just trying to put y'all on. Any questions? I got 9 minutes. Maybe a little less. By the way, everybody like the whiteboard? Is it effective? You like me using it? The above. So talk to me. We keep the whiteboard? This delay be killing me. Hey, listen, if no one got any more questions and I did my job tonight, I'll let it be and leave from here, and we can reconvene next week, or maybe if I do like a surprise live or anything of that nature, have some special guests, we could do that as well. But any questions on what I taught you tonight, and or any questions outside of that? And let me know if I should keep the whiteboard. Keep using that. I must have did my job well tonight. I appreciate it. No worries. Well, we all know what's going on this year. No, that was just that's with doing about $1,500 a month in net profits from a 3 or 4 family, whatever property that you buy. So I'm just using the 18K, like if you have, let's say you have a 3 family that's generating $500 net per unit, that's $1,500 a month, that's $18,000 a year. I'm just using these as examples just because I want people to understand this is possible. Will you have to work? Will you have to do some things? Yes. Is it worth it? Yes. Yes, it is. To me, 100% worth it. Particularly if you set up your systems properly, get the right management, things of that nature. It's not fully passive, but you're not running around collecting rent. So if you could build into your numbers to pay a management company and still collect these net type of numbers. So like even for me, if I'm saying instead of me collecting $1,500, I'm paying $300 a month to a management company. So I'm making $1,200 a month. That's still $14,400 a year, right? I mean, it's still a little less, but I'll take it. Thank you. It might be faster than us typing. How you doing, good sir?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm blessed, brother. I'm blessed. I figured instead of us typing and taking forever, we can just talk it through real fast.
Cool.
All right. So, what city are you buying in?
So I'm currently on the contract for a 3 family in Patterson.
Okay, so you're in a good area.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: is it already cash flowing, or did you buy it distressed? Did you fix it? Give me a little bit of the background.
Well, there's currently tenants there, but the rents are under market value. Mm-hmm. So I would have to, because the apartments are pretty beat up right now. So once I renovate them, then I could get it up to market value. So as of right now, it's not cash flowing. It's kind of breaking even.
Okay.
So, but potential to cash flow once renovated.
All right. So, and you said it's a 3 family, right?
Yeah.
Is there any room in the basement, anything like that, or like attic space?
Yeah. Well, no attic. It's 3 floors, but there's a basement.
There's a basement. Now, are you doing like any coin operated like laundry down there or storage or anything that could add a little bit of cash flow?
Well, I I was thinking laundry. I mean, I haven't gotten into the house yet. I
Okay.
still haven't closed on it, but that was my thought process on doing.
Does it have a driveway or a garage?
No.
Okay. All right. So see, we get some parking out of it.
Yeah.
So here's what I would tell you. Now, do you plan on living there, or is this going to be outside investment for you?
Outside investment.
All right. So right now, you said kind of breaking even. Considering what the market's doing right now, the fact that you got the tenants in there, I would let it live, still close on it, let them rock out for the next 3 to 6 months, maybe into the end of the year, just to maintain. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Part of the other reason is you're 9 to 5, you'll be able to write off taxes, like write off your expenses against this property, and something called depreciation. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the money that you're paying in taxes, you'll get back right now. So whatever your 9 to 5 is. Okay. So that way it's still a win. So as long as you're not really coming out of pocket heavy, if you're coming out a couple $100, okay, so be it. And then you'll get a lot of that money back at tax time plus some more.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Because you're gonna get your taxes back. Right. Once this all clears out, you gotta let the tenants know. Now, question: are they month to month or are they on the lease?
They're month to month.
Perfect. So as it starts to clear out and everybody's starting to get back to relative normal, let the tenants know. Say, hey, I'm gonna give you 2 options. I'm gonna come in and renovate the apartment, and you can stay there, but your rent's gonna be X.
Right.
If you're okay with that, I'm happy to keep you. If you're not okay with that, unfortunately, I'm going to give you 30 days notice or whatever amount of notice, and you have to leave.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you can run in the apartment, clean everything up, get a tenant back up in there. What I would tell you, if you're going to do that, I would probably wait until somewhere around this time next year. Because the rental market tends to be really May to September, but April is okay too. Right? So now, when are you supposed to close on the property?
Well, I'm supposed to close within like the next 3 weeks or so.
3 weeks. Okay, give or take. Now, the bank might delay that. It might buy you some time. So the more time you can get, the better, essentially.
Yeah, that's what we're kind of hoping to kind of like write it out.
Yeah, exactly. Write it out. Try to write it out to at least maybe mid-May, June, if you can.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't, you don't know what the bank could do, but if you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. It is what it is. Right? What I would tell the tenants, say, hey, I know everything is a little crazy right now. So let's say in the summertime, let's say in the summertime, this all blows away and everybody's kind of relatively back to normal. Say, hey, I don't want to bang you. Here's my plans. This is what I'm going to be doing in the next little while. So I want to prepare you for this. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to have to charge you $10 more a month. Yeah. Nothing crazy. It's not going to break their pockets. Maybe even $25 if you can get away with it. Start with 25 and then work your way back. Okay. And see how they react. You know what I mean? Because then I give you a little more leeway. You're taking a little less money out your pocket. And now you can write it out while they're waiting. And some of them might say, I'm leaving myself. And you hope they do. And then you just get another tenant.
Yeah. I mean, and like right now I'm breaking even because 2 out of the 3 apartments are rented. There's actually 1 vacant. So once I get the 3rd one rented, I would start having.
So let me get this straight. The 2. So you did it the right way. 2 units is paying everything, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, fam. Why you didn't ask me the question? It's not even the question. If you're getting under market rents and 2 of the under market rents is still covering your carrying costs, that 3rd one is gravy for you.
Yeah.
Oh man, you left that an important little detail there. This is a no-brainer, fam. This is a no-brainer. That's a win. That's a win. That's a nice double, maybe even a triple if you do this right. Yeah. And then once you clean everything up, that's a home run. Awesome. You're gonna be good money. You know what I'm saying? And then you rock out for like 6 months, see if you can cash out and then at least take out just what you put in. And go see if you go buy another. Go see if you go buy another one.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're in the right place. Okay, all right. You good, buddy.
Cool.
You're good. Appreciate it. My pleasure, brother. All right. So with that being said, everybody, we covered some good stuff. I hope you guys learned something tonight. Share this with all your friends and family. Okay. No, I remember that, Jiggy. We're gonna talk about that a little bit more. We'll talk offline a little bit. So everybody be safe out there, social distance, the name of the game, Keep yourself healthy. I know some people. Listen, I got some people. Things, it hit home. So I'm trying to tell everybody: don't take anything for granted. Be smart and do right by your thing. Looking about for a family. Oh, looking to buy a family in there that's close to NYC and affordable. Where should I look? Well, obviously you heard Patterson, Elizabeth, Gemini. You're not ready for Newark. Kind of those surrounding areas might work well for you. And anything obviously towards New Jersey Transit. No, my pleasure, my pleasure. And I'm going to shoot you an update shortly. All right. So if there's any other questions, if anybody, Royal, if you down for the Capital Partner Program, hit me up. We're putting some things together. Like, I'm being very smart, very cautious, looking for the right deals, making sure everything lines up. So we'll do it the right way. Hackensack, yes, I do like Hackensack. That's Dash. She works out nice as well. Yeah, right now construction in Jersey anywhere permits, anything that needs permits, be careful with. Be very careful. Anything that needs permits, be careful, because it's gonna be hard to get permits for a little while until they open up the DOBs and the courts again. Just so you know, especially, and then also with evictions. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all coming on tonight. I do mentor Black Al Bundy. I do mentor. I don't know if he's still on here. Hussein 77. He's one of my guys. Slime. I got a few people I do mentor. So if you want to get down, email me. My email's just press email on my profile, and we're good to go. Nothing's wrong with Newark. You have to know where to buy in Newark. See, lovely, you know what I'm talking about. There's certain parts of Newark that work, certain parts that not. You just have to have the right people to walk you around. All right? You have to show you around the right places. There's some parts that's ready to go, and there's some parts that still need a little bit of help, and you got to be prepared to deal with that, and or find a management company who knows how to deal with that, and the numbers make sense. So forgive me. I stand corrected. You can't do Newark. You just have to know how to do Newark. All right? And actually, I would look at East Orange too. East Orange is another opportunity. East Orange. Look at East Orange. All right? Thank you, lovely. Come on. I want to steer y'all wrong. I'm here to make sure y'all win, not lose and get hurt. I don't want that. I want everybody to be all right. All right. So everybody have a good night. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, share that we're doing these lives. Do me a favor. I want to see if you haven't, it's in my bio. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please do. All right. Show me by show of hands how many people are subscribed to my YouTube channel. And if you're not, go do it right now. After we get off this call, go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get to that 100. I want to put a tailored name. I want to be able to have a custom name. And then I'm starting to put more content. I'm replaying these lives here. We're going to start. I'm learning how to do the two lives at the same time. One on YouTube, one on the gram. So you want to be on my YouTube channel. Oh, my pleasure. Devontae, trust me. I know. That's what I said. All right. So if you're not on my thing, go subscribe now. All right. So I appreciate y'all. Share this with everybody. Tell everybody to subscribe. I appreciate that, Black Al Bundy. I appreciate that. Please subscribe, and then go tell other people.